My name is Noelle and how nice that you're watching this video. I used to be fat, chubby, whatever you want to call it. By looking at this photo, it's safe to say that I was not into health and fitness. Not long after that, I tried to lose weight by doing all these crazy diets. Did you know that 95% of people who exclude certain food groups from their diet revert to their original weight? In other words, 95% of diets fail. And I was one of those 95%. After years of going through trial and error and research of my own, I finally found out what worked. And I'm able to maintain a lean and muscular physique with relative ease. In today's video, I'm going to show you my top fat loss tips that I use that completely changed my body recomposition and tips that I still use this day to maintain my current body. So let's get into it. Tip number 1. Eat a high protein diet. What I suggest to my clients and what I do personally, I eat twice the amount of protein which I weigh. So I weigh 55 kilograms, so I need 110 grams of protein minimum each day. Not only is a high protein diet helping you to build muscle and it's making you more satiated, but it also has a higher thermic effect of food. If you take me as an example and you have another me, both of me eat 2000 calories daily, but Noelle 1 eats 60 grams of protein a day and Noelle 2 eats 120 grams of protein a day. This Noelle will actually lose weight because a portion of the protein is used for digestion. So by eating this way, you can actually burn more calories even though you're eating the same amount of calories. So that's why I advise you to eat a high protein diet. Tip number 2 is increase the NEAT, or the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I started focusing on increasing my daily steps, and I just started with 20 minutes of walking or biking because I live in the Netherlands and we bike literally everywhere. Me coming from a person who was literally doing zero activity, this was already a really good improvement, and it's setting your mindset up for success. If you're able to do this 20 minutes, you can slowly increase time or intensity and you will increase your NEAT and thus burn more calories. Tip number 3, train hard in the gym and focus on progressive overload. In this way, you will actually build muscle. More muscle will help you to increase your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. Muscles are more metabolically active than fat. Fat is just sitting there. So if you increase the amount of muscle you have on your body, you can eat more because you are burning more even though you are resting. Tip number 4, optimize voluminous eating. You know that you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, but that doesn't mean that you have to eat less. Being in a calorie deficit is already hard enough as it is. You gotta fill up your stomach with high voluminous food so you can actually trick your brain that you are not hungry. So if you're not filling up your stomach with food, your brain will signal hunger hormones constantly, making you feel hungry all the time, resorting you to snacking and eventually not being in a calorie deficit anymore. So how this works, for example, let's take 400 calories worth of potato chips and now let's take 400 calories worth of popcorn and see how much difference in terms of volume it is. So look at how your diet is currently and don't change so much, but just make the necessary diet swaps so you can be in a calorie deficit. So change the full fat to low fat, change the ground beef to lean beef, regular peanut butter to PB2. Before you know it, you save 400 calories and not even eating less. Tip number 5, track your calories. And no, I don't mean this forever, but if you have no clue about how many calories you're currently consuming, I suggest that you track for 2 weeks or a month so you get an idea of how much calories the foods contain that you are regularly eating. You can also see then how much protein you are consuming. Maybe you're only getting 0.8 times of your body weight. When I started tracking, I was shocked. I tell you, I was shocked of how much calories some products contained, which weren't even worth it, to be honest. And I just ended up never wanting them to eat again. And I just made more informed decisions of what was worth to me. Because dieting doesn't mean that you have to be on a meal replacement diet or only chicken, broccoli and rice. It's all about balance. And you can also eat the foods that you love, but just in moderation. Tip number 6. don't be scared of carbs. Low carb diet, keto diet, sugar. But let me tell you something. There are many reasons why you shouldn't exclude food groups from your diet. Because you don't want to be part of that 95%, remember? But let's look at the macros for a second. So protein, carbs and fat. Let's just take 1 gram of each and see how many calories each of them contain. We have protein, carbs and fat. 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories. So if something has 25 grams of protein, then 100 calories come from protein. Okay, stay with me. Carbs also has 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. So more than double. Just saying. Mic drop moment. Tip number 7. Track your median weight of the week. During my weight loss journey, I have had countless of times where I was like, okay, I'm eating good, I'm eating clean, I'm hungry, so I'm definitely lower in weight tomorrow. And guess what? I wasn't. And it made me feel super demotivated. That's why now I look at the median weight of the week. So the median weight is the middle value. So you have all the days that you tracked your weight. So Monday through Sunday. Categorize them from small to high. And then you're just gonna take the middle value. And that is the median weight of the week. And this is a much more representable number of what you actually weigh. When I was losing weight in week 1, I could weigh the same as I would in week 4 on a day. Maybe I had my period, maybe I'm holding on to more water. If I would only step on the scale in week 1 and then on that day, I would be so demotivated, even though my median weight can still be lower than the previous week. So those were my 7 tips to lose weight and how I managed to lose 10 kilograms of body fat and keeping it off. Losing weight in theory is really simple, but in practice it's super hard. I hope you took something out of this video. If you want to support me, please consider subscribing and I will see you next time. Bye!